Welcome back to the fourth and final segment of the install series for the 1997 through 2003 Ford F-150. We're going to dive right back into this here. There's one last cut we need to make before we put both the seat frame back on the bottom, and that's going to be for the seat belt to go back through. There's a cable on the seat belt that's going to go back underneath the seat. There's a teardrop hole that's built in the side of this frame here. If you look on the inside, you can see there's the teardrop shape that's right in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut an X. You don't have to cut the full teardrop out of it. Just cut a slit and then across there to make an X in there so you can run that cable back through. There we go. All right, there we go.
There you go. Here's that cable we were talking about right here.
We're going to feed that through. Can you see that coming through?
Yeah,
there,
grab
huh? Okay. All right, now that that's through, we're going to go and run our four bolts back through. These are the 10 millimeters, is that right, Hunter?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and hand crank them on first.
There we go, those are on.
Okay, once they're first threaded, go ahead and take your socket or your impact. Run these four back in. All right, go ahead and connect the motor connector. Flip the seat up.
Next, we're going to put the control panel back on the side. You do have the main power cable here. You don't have to cut a slit for it. You can actually just kind of lift up the leather here. It'll run through the hole, and then the leather will come back down. So you don't have to make a whole cut for that. You also risk cutting, if you do cut a hole, you risk cutting across the seam line that's going to start coming unstitched. So just pull it up and tuck it through. And then we get our screws that hold that side panel back on.
And go ahead and run your 4 Phillips head screws back in.
I'll hold that lever up for you for this one.
Yeah, and this may also help to have your little ice pick or your tiny little screwdriver. Just to find that screw hole where these go back in. I kind of just start poking around. There it is. Go ahead and hold that centered.
Yep, we're good.
Right there.
All right. Here's
that one behind the.
We'll pull this up.
Go ahead and try to find that again. There it is. There you go.
All right.
These last 2 Phillips head underneath the front. And while you're under here, go ahead and connect that switch panel right here. Reconnect that black plastic clip. Okay.
All right. Now we got the last screw for this handle right here. That on, we're going to pop the lumbar knob on, and then we're going to cut. There's a small slit we need to cut in the back for this big plastic tab to go back in. We're going to make a slit for that to go back on. I'll go ahead and cut that while Hunter's putting the side piece in. So you can feel where that hole is.
There you go.
I'm going to tilt this up on its side so I can see that hole in the back. There we go. There it is.
Yep.
There we go. All right, that frame's all done. Now we're gonna, last couple things we need to trim out are the two top pegs for the headrest. The little plastic clips that go on there. We're gonna move to that now. We're gonna go ahead and put this on the floor. It's a little bit easier to get to the top piece here.
You'll be able to feel through the cover where those two rectangular tabs are. And then in the center there's that hole where that headrest actually snaps into place.
On the tabs, there's one tab has a little hole on the inside right there, and the other one has a little button that pushes in. When that button pushes in, on the inside of both of the headrest latches here, the spring's on the inside. So make sure that the hole is pointing in and this lever's pointing on the inside. Make sure they're not on the outside. Make sure they're pointing in.
There we go. And again, this doesn't have to be big because you can stretch the leather around it.
There we go. Alright, here's that tab for that side. Make sure the hole's in. Let's get this lined up here. There we go. This will snap onto place there. We'll grab the headrest. Grab the headrest over there, Hunter. Here we go. And pop back on. Alright, that wraps up our install video for today. One of the most common questions we get from customers is about the color match. And as on the seat, the headrest is still the original factory, butted up right against our cover. You can see the color match looks identical. We work really hard to make sure the color match is right on. But it's really important that you clean your existing leather with what we use, a Scrubbing Bubbles bathroom cleaner. Get a good scrub with this. You want to follow it back up with a good leather conditioner. We use all the Mother's products. It's a great deal. Make sure that it makes the leather match up perfect.
And if you have questions about your truck or SUV, please feel free to give us a call at 214-710-2565 or visit us on our website at www.theseatshop.com.